Hey guys, what's going on? It's GP here, and welcome back to Subnautica. You guys all know the reason we're here. The time has finally come to finish this off. I've been having a hard time wanting to let go, but the series is gonna end today. It's been quite a ride, I've had a blast, and I guess I hear you over there, big fella. Don't worry about that. So, I still haven't cleared out this place, but then again, I don't think I'm gonna. And I said that I wouldn't be coming back here for a while, but I had to bring... I couldn't just leave Stark at the base of the lava fortress. I had to head back up and get to Polyphemus anyways. Hope is still waiting up there. And yeah, today's the day we leave this planet. And we go ahead and build that Neptune rocket, starting with the launch platform once we get back to our base. This is the last time we'll be seeing the lava zone. And our last trip down the Lost River, guys. Our last trip throughout this planet. We'll be saying our goodbyes. It's difficult, I gotta admit, but it's gonna have to happen nonetheless. And of course, if you guys are excited, though, for more Subnautica-based content, or more in specifics, Below Zero coming soon, then please, for the sake of me and everything we've been through on this journey through this planet, be sure to absolutely demolish that like button, absolutely crush it! Without further ado, let's get going. Mantis, my guy. I said farewell before at the lava castle down with the Sea Emperor. She's probably long past gone now. I'm afraid this is where I leave you now. To be found by others, potentially. I'm gonna have to leave you here. There's no room for me to bring him back, and I don't feel like coming back here a second time to pick him up. He's gonna have to stay behind, and I'm gonna have to bring Hope back with Polyphemus. That being said, I've cleared them all out. I thank you for your service, Mantis, even though it may have been brief. I appreciate it. And to Stark, Stuck, wherever you may be, thanks for getting us here in the first place. The two of you were a big help. It's time to leave, though. Farewell, Mantis. The first one to say goodbye to. Truly gonna be a heartfelt episode, that's for certain. We're leaving behind the lava zone once and for all. Big old tough sea dragon. Kinda gonna miss that roar right there. Gotta be honest. It all just seems so unreal that... Because this happened with BioShock too, for those of you who are able to watch that, old enough to. When you get invested in a series, it's almost so, like, crazy to see it end. For me, especially. The adventure you get taken through is unlike any other, and when it's time to finally wrap it up, it's kind of hard to do. But it has to be done. Leaving behind Mantis, leaving behind this crater. Hope is parked right up here. I'll go ahead and pilot Hope to Polyphemus. Then we can start on leaving this planet, I suppose. The time is finally here, folks. There he is, the big guy himself. The research facility. Passing by it one more time. On our way out. This time you'll be docked in here so we don't have any accidents as before. I had to leave Mantis behind for this.
Captain, all systems online.
You charge up there, Hope, and of course now that Polyphemus is fully ion powered, this will definitely be quite interesting. Warpers, they aren't attacking me anymore because I'm not infected, but that doesn't change my feelings for what you've done. I don't care if you're mindless or androids or whatever. It doesn't change my opinion on you all. So let's go ahead. Oh, that's why.
Engine Powering up.
Power up the engine. Get the lights on. Let's make sure we know where we're headed, why don't we? It just mirrors the water gotten a bit darker this time around. I guess it kind of knows it's our final voyage, huh? Okay, let's see here. Gotta make sure we're going the right way. Out of here. One more trip past all of this. So unbelievable, you know? Pretty certain there's a good majority of you that are just as heartfelt as I am. Farewell to the sea dragon skeleton out here. Like this is the way. Yep, there's the marker. We should be able to get back out. Here goes nothing. Heading on up. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. Yep, quite the rise we've got here. Stop rising. Ooh, okay, tight squeeze here, folks. Okay, that's not, I won't get held up there. Turn this way. It's almost as if it doesn't want me to leave. It's kind of ominous, but also kind of sad, I suppose. We're not too far away from the ceiling. Whoa! Whoa! What the heck?
Deploying decoy.
Prowler? Oh, that was a lot of damage, actually.
Warning. External hull damage detected.
Oh, that might be... I forgot the Ghost Leviathan was here. I'm gonna be real. I didn't hear it, but... I can just tell, you know? Okay, serious moments. Let's get out of here, why don't we? That actually really scared me. Get past this juvenile gargantuan, as I now know it as. Juvenile gargantuan Leviathan. I've seen a lot of mods for this game, so it might be feeling worth a check out. I'm not quite certain just yet. There it is, the exit, right here. Oh no, wait, I missed it. Never mind. Just wanted to head back through this one last time on camera, since we don't need anything else down here. Wait a moment. I was right, this is the way out. Forgive me, folks. It's a bit hard when you've got a giant submarine. Trying to figure out which way to go, you know? Actually, why don't I check out that hull damage and repair it real quick. No use piloting this thing when it's bashed up from whatever attacked it. Ghost Leviathan, River Prowler, whatever it be. Just get a quick scout ahead to make sure this is the right way to be going. River Prowlers can be vicious. Yep, this is the right way, alright. These River Prowlers really haven't given me too much trouble, and now all of a sudden they are. We should probably be fortunate they didn't give me trouble to begin with. How dare you damage his name? Rude. This music. For the last time. Come on. Repair. Man. Yeah, my heart is pounding right now. For several reasons. Several different reasons. But here we go. The way out. It's time to say goodbye. Squeeze on out of here. And finally bring the big guy back home. And here we are, big guy. Your final stop. We're home. Well, not yet at least. Go ahead and set down, why don't we? This is it. We're here. Let's deploy hope. Get everything set for departure.
All systems online.
Finally made it back. Now to work on the materials for this launch platform, and then hopefully the rocket. I don't know if I have to go back into the Aurora to get the rocket. But today's the day we leave.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
That couldn't be more clear right now. Man, oh man. Heal up. I should have some water waiting for me down here, I'd imagine. Right there. Use some food as well, it's been a while. Probably catch some Reginalds, so I'll get the grab trap ready. For now, let's take a look at this launch platform. What do we need for this? Titanium ingots, computer chip, and lead. Let's work on making that computer chip first, why don't we? One more time. Table coral, gold, copper wire. I can make that work just fine. Hopefully. And there we go, there's another computer chip made. Also, before I do continue along with this process, might as well cover, because I never did do this in the databank. I never really examined all the other alien stuff that they had found. I found the artifacts in there. So you guys can go ahead and skip forward. I don't know what time, but you guys can skip forward if you're not interested in this, to hearing me talk about these and figuring what these are. But if you are interested, then go ahead and stick around. So let's see. The Doomsday device was in the quarantine platform. It was deactive though, malfunctioned. So what's next? Alien building block. This rock-like object features organic as well as mechanical parts, and there's some genetic and technological crossover with the design of the self-warping constructs encountered elsewhere. Probably the warpers. It appears to serve no purpose in its current state and is awaiting some kind of activation sequence. Materials such as this may have been a fundamental building block of the aliens' technology or even of the aliens themselves. That's pretty interesting. Carving, which looks like a yin and yang. Hundreds of thousands of years old and made from an unrecognized natural fiber grown on an unknown planet. It bears striking resemblance to the old Earth yin-yang symbol. Two competing theories may explain the similarity. Aliens visited Earth prior to the 4th century BC and influenced the development of ancient Chinese philosophy. I mean, we did see that old Earth sword, right? Wasn't it? Yeah, ancient Earth blade right there. The concept of yin and yang is universal, since yin and yang describes the fundamental interdependency of seemingly opposite forces. It may be a necessary existential understanding in some form in all sufficiently developed civilizations. The tapering of two circles, union, into opposed and infinitesimally small points, the finite, is one logical way to represent this understanding, and may have been developed independently by species other than humans. The statue. This artifact is unpowered, suggesting it served a ceremonial rather than practical purpose. The pyramid resembles vines spiraling upwards toward the warm blue stone mounted above it. It may represent a planet found on the aliens' home world, a building of religious import, or even the gravitational pull of their home solar system. The ancient Earth Blade. Dating back to the 13th century, blood samples on the blade match the DNA of 7 separate heads of state from the period. This evidence supports the theory that the aliens are an ancient spaceborne civilization engaged in the surreptitious study of less developed species. Alright. The nanobots. Scan shows some form of...
Calorie intake recommended.
Yes, I'm working on food. Scan shows some form of advanced nanobot inside the seemingly empty case. These bots are substantially smaller than any developed within the Federation. It is not possible to ascertain their exact function. It would, however, be unwise to release them. Good thing we didn't. Organic matter particulator. This device contains a highly unstable radioactive isotope, likely to destroy all organisms exposed to it while leaving physical structures intact. Although it would function perfectly well as a weapon, it was more likely used to sterilize spaces for later inhabitation. Without instructions, it would be unwise to interact with it. Again, good thing we didn't. Rudimentary tablet. This device shares many similarities within the tablets used to access the alien facilities. Although its structure is rather less complex, it may have served a similar purpose, granting security access and storing relevant data, and was thus kept here as a form of legacy support. That's pretty interesting. Tracking implant. This construct is emitting a high bandwidth signal consistent with alien transmissions intercepted elsewhere. DNA on the exterior indicates it was once implanted inside one of the life forms indigenous to 4546b. Its size suggesting the subject was a Leviathan-class organism, maybe the Sea Emperor? Beyond tracking and broadcasting its location, the implant may also have recorded biological data on the subject, however this data cannot be retrieved. And lastly, the translation device. This device stores linguistic data from over 1,000 different languages. The core of the device may allow alien text to be read and translated. Analysis of the onboard data reveals a number of ancient Earth languages, and the term CHBC Live appears many times in the device's data. Its import is unclear. The device seems to be configured to translate into the designer's language. It will not work the other way around. So those are all definitely very interesting. Then our last scan date is the Aquarium Arch. Scans indicate this arch was left inactive when the facility was abandoned. It's much too small for the Emperor to pass through, but would accommodate smaller life forms, and we know that without a doubt. So we have our computer chip, we have plenty of lead. Now to see if we have enough titanium for 2 ingots to make this platform. I don't even know where I'm exactly going to place this, but... yeah. Time to go titanium hunting again. Alright, that's practically the last bit of metal salvage I'll be collecting here. It is the big Aurora itself. The very ship that crashed here, still ablaze, surprisingly. Another thing we'll be saying farewell to. Everyone that didn't make it, we were the only ones here. Aside from the aliens, of course, and the Degassi that happened a while ago, though. So I don't think it really counts. Saying farewell to the Aurora as well is just as surreal as saying goodbye to this whole planet. Nevertheless, let's continue with our construction. Alright, all that's left to do now is grab the lead and we'll be able to make this platform. Put up this nickel, I don't think we need it right now. Okay. Should be able to make it from our mobile vehicle base, right? It's right up there. We had to move this thing out to the open ocean to get it to work, so we could get our Cyclops and our Sea Moth away from our life pod over there. The very life pod we started out in. We kinda just ditched. I can't even remember what name I named it. But it helped us in our beginning times, that's for certain. Despite the gasopods and stalkers in the water around us, this little life pod is what kept us afloat for all this time since the beginning. The stalkers aren't even that scary anymore, which is kind of crazy. But now if we step onto this, here we go. Climb aboard. Neptune escape rocket, there it is. Launch platform. Taking a while to load it. There it is. There's our launch platform. Just wow. This really is it, isn't it? Of course, before we get our rocket ready, which I'd imagine we have to build, there's still a lot more that I kind of have left to do first. That was loud. Very loud. I imagine now I can make the rocket, right? Now what do I do? Platform is here. Is this it? Is this where I make it? Oh boy. The Neptune gantry supports the rocket during construction. Plasteel copper wire lubricant. Oh man. Time to start working on this. Alright. I returned with the necessary parts for the gantry. And it begins. Looks like I slipped into the water there. I don't mind though. Look at it getting built up. Dang. Like the gantry is complete. What's next for us? The Neptune Boosters. Nickel, aerogel, wiring kit, and more plasteel. Definitely gonna take some time. But you know what? I don't mind taking time on this planet. And here go the boosters being built up. What's next? Fuel reserve. Kyanite, plasteel, crystalline sulfur, ion power cell. Good thing I've still got plenty of ion cubes left. And there goes the fuel reserve. This thing is looking near completion, I must admit. The size of this thing, too. Alright. The cockpit is all that's left. Cyclops shield generator, enamel glass, plasteel ingot, and computer chip. So I need a Cyclops shield generator for this thing. Wow. Definitely quite impressive. I'm not going to be taking it from Polyphemus, no. I'm done traveling in him. I'm not going to take it from him. I did hatch a gasopod egg, and there's one more egg left in the container that I found recently. Right. This is it. This is the last part of the Neptune. Let's get cracking down. It all comes down to this. Final one. Cyclops shield generator has been made. Polyphemus, thank you. I know we've been through some rough times. I won't be leaving you completely empty. I'll be leaving you with the remnants of alien and some batteries. This is officially where we part ways. Oh, great mighty one. It's been a pleasure. That's for certain. Here comes a big old reef back. Nice to hear and see one more reef back before I depart. Really soothing, honestly. I should have it. This should be the cockpit. All set to go. I've been making a lot of food. Hopefully some water for the trip. This is it. The rocket is complete. The final thing left to do. And our way home. At least I believe so.
Neptune 1 rocket online.
It's online. We have our rocket, folks. Only leaves one thing left to do before we get on board and end it all. Say farewell to this passing reef back and close off on a few more things. So I did also hatch an Ampiel, but he was causing trouble and he ended up dying, so I guess that serves him right. I'm actually gonna kinda miss these sand sharks too, I dare admit. It's time to take Hope for one more spin around the place. I feel like before I leave, there's one more thing that I must do. Here we are. That's a cuttlefish egg. Color me surprised when we find this on the way back to here one more time. Consider me odd for this, but I just had to visit Luniper one last time before I left. The very sea moth that started off our adventure after finally acquiring her, losing her tragically, and Junebug due to my own errors, and the Degassi, of course. Almost hard to believe that in time, the base I've built in the lava zone and near the Aurora wreck might someday look like that. Maybe not as damaged, but still. We've done it. We've made it, Luniper. You. Can finally rest. As can all of these. We no longer have a need for these beacons, unfortunately. Well, there's only one thing left to do. Hope. It's time to head home. For real this time. And alas, as we pass by this life pod one more time, this lonely life pod number 5, adrift out in the sea, beside the wreck of a gigantic ship. Shot down to keep everyone safe. Everyone now truly is safe. Hope, you truly have been My one true hope for these past few episodes. Days I've spent on and off camera. I appreciate it very much. Now it's time for you to finally relax. I appreciate it very much.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Not for much longer. It's time to say goodbye once and for all. All of what we've accomplished here, hours and hours spent creating all of this. And now, to leave it all behind and head home. The room I spent very little time in. I don't even know if I'll be able to take all of this, to be fair. I can try. As for all of you creatures in the tanks I have hatched and watched, only one thing left to do for all of you. It's time to set you all free. Back out to the habitats and homes you belong in. No longer in captivity. All different variants released back out into the wilds. Do whatever it is you all may do. Wherever you all may go. Roam free once again. And at long last, say farewell. My little friend. Come back. I hope you live a great life. Get out there and live well. Now that should be everything. Freed from captivity. Yes, I will be taking some of this back, but I'm still leaving plenty behind for anyone who might be coming back. Or end up here. I'm not heartless after all. They may need it. Now with that being said, there's only one thing left to do. It's time to say goodbye to everything. All that I've built. The cuttlefish will stay behind. With Polyphemus and Hope. The life pod number 5. I got everything I could possibly need. Food, water, first aid. It's time to ascend. For the last time. The 2 moons on this planet. Look at the surface of the water one more time. Knowing from here on out, there's no going back. Before I leave, one more thing I must do. Just to be safe. We're all set to go. Orion, it's time to take us home. Farewell, 4546B. It's been a pleasure. That's what that does. Alright. Just making sure that it all works properly. Dawn is settling in. era behind once and for all. Is it? Auxiliary power unit. Storage. Go ahead and put in all of our valuables then, why don't we? Probably would have been safe to bring some ion cubes, but I think that's the least of our worries here, isn't it? Hydraulic systems, auxiliary power, and communications array.
Communications systems array active. Pressurizing hydraulics. Auxiliary power unit online.
This is it, folks. Life support systems, time capsule. If only I could leave behind a time capsule. Oh wait, here it is. Prepare. Okay. Understand what I must do then. And there we go. Our time capsule is ready. I know it's not much. I didn't know what I could leave in here, but I figured some essentials and a few other things would be needed. And our message. If you have discovered this message, then I wish you the best of luck in the world you have landed in. I've left behind my greatest possessions and companions for you to use. I trust they are in good hands. There's also a unique creature that I hope you take good care of. He will treasure your presence as much as he did mine. This world is quite vast, but I hope that you are not shy to dip your toes in the water. Though there is danger lurking here, there's also wonder and discoveries to be made. I can only hope the adventure you make will be as great as mine.
Ready to launch on your command, Captain.
Leaving behind quite a
Launch
lot.
in 10, 9,
At long
8,
last.
7, 6, 5,
The last time we'll be seeing these birds, without a doubt.
2, 1.
Safe to leave.
Time capsule jettisoned.
Farewell, 4546B. It's been a pleasure. I'm gonna miss this planet greatly. But it's time to finally head out.
Caution. Approaching orbital debris field.
Oh no.
Orbital debris field clear. Performing
it.
gravity turn maneuver.
We made it. And there's the planet. The quarantine defense platform.
Confirm destination coordinates. Nearest interstellar phase gate.
Farewell.
Engaging ion boosters in 3, 2, 1.
We're headed home. Although, can we really say their home was not amongst the waves.
What is a wave without the ocean? A beginning without an end. They are different, but they go together. Now you go among the stars, and I fall among the sand. We are different, but we go together.
She's right. I couldn't have said it any better. And that is it. Subnautica is finally complete. What an amazing game. These last few episodes have been an emotional trip for me, but I am so glad to have taken this. I was so patient, and it finally all fell through. This has been one of the best experiences I've been through. Frightening, but very enjoyable. And that being said, I can't wait for the sequel now that I'm finally beating this. It's hard saying goodbye, but it had to be done. A new chapter will be opened very, very soon. But thank you all for tuning in to Subnautica with me. For those of you who stayed with me till the end of the ride, I'm so glad you have. Thank you, it means so much to me. I hope you all enjoyed this series as much as I have, and I hope you all look forward to the continuation of this series. My heart, man. This was incredible. I have nothing else left to say here. Aside from thank you, Otherworld Entertainment, for making this incredible game. I know I was very, very late to it, but I'm glad I came around to it all the same. My God.
Permission to land will be granted once you have settled your outstanding balance of 1 trillion credits.
Oh, wow. So that's how much money we made, huh? From the diamonds and gold we brought back? And that is that. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I wish this series didn't have to end, but alas it must, and we must continue forward. If you're curious about any non-game related content I have, check out my second channel in the description below, but that's not important right now. I'm grateful for all of you here that have been watching this. To my friends, my family, Liam and Caden, I'm glad we could share an enthusiasticness in this series together. And I can't wait for the next one. Share this video with your friends. Spread the word that I'm here to entertain for every age. Or if your friends just happen to like Subnautica or games like this, just let them know that I'm here. And I will see you guys in the next video and the next series. Stay gold, my friends, and bye-bye!